So there is this brilliant and good-looking woman standing next to me, talking about her project. And I have no clue what she's talking about, but I would buy it. I'm in, whatever it is. Then someone who stands with us in this circle of people asks her a critical question. Oh dear, I think, how is she going to react on this? Well, brilliantly and quick-witted. She has the perfect answer. And I nip on my glass of water, not saying a word, just listening and observing. And she goes on and on and on about her project. And in my eyes, she becomes bigger and bigger. She is the woman, her own superhero. I start daydreaming, remembering a workshop I attended many years ago as a participant. Exactly for a situation like this. The workshop was called How to Small Talk. And then, out of nowhere, someone asks me the question, so Anna, what do you do? All the eyes are on me. Also the chosen one, the woman, looks at me, waiting for my answer. Now let's look at this particular situation in detail. My first reaction is, I look at the floor, trying to sink a bit deeper. But the floor is solid, and there I am, still standing upright. Still everyone looking at me. My second reaction is going on in my mind. Anna, say something. Say something really captivating. You know how to do this, come on. Take them into your world. Tell them you want to change the world to the better by creating moments, by using the time wisely, by celebrating the life we have. Say it. And all I say is, I talk about time. That's all. But I wanted to say more, but now it's just blank. Everyone looks at me, waiting for something else to come. But I also just look at them with a red face and try to smile. And then one of the person goes, that's quite something to talk about time. Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's me again, Anna Jelen, the time expert. Someone who is still learning how to do small talk. Someone who is still learning how to communicate in a group of people. Someone who has no idea how to handle a compliment. So yes, I can do better and I can learn. And I'm a fan of personal development. Yes, I have an idea of a better version of myself for these kind of issues. And you know what? In the last years, I really have made progress and I have approached this better version of myself. I mean, a few years ago, this situation of standing at a table with strangers, this wouldn't even have happened. No way. I would rest all alone somewhere in a corner, just observing the people, hidden for everyone. So you see, I made some progress. Now, do you want to know how the small talk conversation continues and how a stranger suddenly became a very important role in all this? Well, stay tuned, I'll get back to this story in a moment. Let's talk about today's issue, to develop yourself, or as I call it, to create a better version of yourself. The first question you might have is, why should I do this? Why should I be interested in personal development? My answers are very simple. Because I think it makes life a bit more interesting. Because you get to know who you really are. And for sure you will improve your focus, because personal development will help you to resist distractions easier. Because you have got a sense of direction, which means that you are clearer on the things you want to achieve in life. Also, decision-making becomes a lot easier. And for me, one of the biggest benefits of personal development is this one. You learn that you can change just about any circumstance in life. Or let's say you can change your attitude towards the experience, which makes it less unpleasant. And I think that is quite something. Let's look at the ability to be able to progress in personal development. If you are someone who's saying, I don't have to change, I quite like the way I am, I congratulate you. Good for you. And I'm sure that is a good feeling. But can't we always learn something new? I believe the key in personal development is curiosity and openness. You have to be curious in life and open-minded to be able to grow. I think we should look at personal development playfully. Make a game out of it. Let's take the example of your better version as a superhero. You imagine how your better version would react, what he or she would say, or how she or he handles different situations. Let's take my example. I never knew how to react to small talk, or let's say I didn't know how to answer to simple questions. I just didn't find the words. And often I said something where I thought afterwards, but what? That wasn't what I wanted to say. But I was just too shy or too embarrassed or having a huge lack of self-confidence. Which, by the way, I'm still working on. But the thing is that I didn't feel good in these kind of situations. And that is why I, thankfully, wanted to change this. But back to you. Do you have or know something like this? Can you name it? If yes, now is the time to start digging into this issue. Start to practice. Start to get near this better version of yourself. Take tiny steps, one after another, and if you do it playfully, you will see that you're getting there slowly, but it is oh so adventurous. In a minute, I'm gonna tell you how I do it in like 1 or 2 or 3 steps. And please, don't be disappointed if you're not yet like you want to be. Take it easy, my friend. Be kind to yourself. I mean, come on, you're on the way. It's also important to be realistic. For me, I will never be this brilliant woman I met at this event, and that is okay. Because that is when you are taking a role of someone which you aren't. And that is not authentic. But I can try to become the best version of myself and ask myself, how would I do it? Or how could I do it? And this will be different than any role I could learn to be. I don't want to play roles. I want to find out what capacities are still asleep and how I can wake them up. How can I be brilliant? What is my version of being brilliant? Not the one of the woman, but she did of course inspire me. We just need to dare to find out for what else we are capable of. We need to be ourselves, and we can develop ourselves without playing a role. It's so important to be truthful to oneself. You have to develop yourself and your qualities which are inside of you. So don't play a role which isn't made for you. You need a good balance, and you should not push yourself too hard to get there. But I think you understand the point I'm making today. That we all can learn to develop our personality if we want to. And often we tend to exaggerate with the imagination of the better version of oneself. But that is fine if you don't blame yourself if you don't get there. I mean, my better version of myself, she can fly, she saves the world every day, and she is brilliant in small talk and has an answer to all the questions. You see, I also need to be realistic. I will never be able to fly, but the rest, I'll try. I'm not sure if you have seen the vlog, my sledging, crashing and talking about this vlog, but that is what I'm saying in the vlog. The ability to reinvent and redefine yourself is a bold, daring and purposeful choice. I think here I'm crashing, but it goes on. It doesn't just happen, you really have to make a conscious choice and then follow it through. Let's create the best version of yourself with this exercise. Step 1. Take a notepad and write down what comes to your mind if you imagine a better version of yourself. Step 2. Go deeper. For 1 week, in every situation you ask yourself, what would my better version of myself do right now? How would my better version react in this situation? Or how would she or he handle it? Step 3. Dare to become your better version of yourself. Just do it, really. Step out of your comfort zone and do the things your better version would do. Dare. And after a week, you will already have become the better version of yourself, or maybe even you have become a superhero. And always remember, progress is impossible without change. Now let's return to this evening, where I'm standing with a bunch of strangers around the table, lost in the universe, not finding the right words, too shy to speak up. The conversation still is fixed on me. What do you mean with you talk about time? Are you a philosopher or a time management coach? I answer, well, I do give workshops and speeches on the topic how to use your time wisely. Yeah, that is what I do. But no, I don't see myself as a typical time management coach. So I'm more and then here comes the next stranger into the picture, and he yells, "The time expert, that's who she is." I look to my right, and there is this guy looking at me, looking at the crowd, saying, "Have you never seen the videos where she goes bathing in the ice-cold water? And she's always talking about time. Yeah, she's the time expert. She's going to talk tonight on stage. I mean, you're a bit crazy anyway, but I really like your work. And you should tell them that you also have a podcast." How do I feel? I would love to disappear in thin air, just like a little poof. I'm sweating, I'm nervous, and I just get out yes, that's who I am, and yes, I swim in ice cold water because I love the cold, and yes, I have a podcast. Again, nothing else than this. I'm lost in space. And that's when the stranger teaches me a lesson, because now he's actually doing a real good marketing job for my work. And he goes, "I've always thought that I've heard it all on the topic time management and all that stuff, but Anna, she does it differently. It's so refreshing. And after listening to a podcast of her, you just feel good, like lighter. Yeah, that's the word. You feel lighter. And it colors up my life. And I love the idea to create moments in your ordinary day. And oh yeah, by the way, right now I'm doing the challenge, not to say I don't have time. And you were right, suddenly you understand that you actually have time. And you guys, you should go and have a look at her homepage and you see directly that it's different. And I think you also have an audiobook, don't you? If you're working in a company, you guys, and you have done all those classic time management workshops, you should book her." He fucking saved me. And I'm so impressed by how easy it was for him to get it on the point. That's when the stage manager comes to me saying, "Miss Jelen, it's time to put on your microphone headset. We will be starting in 30 minutes. I look at the crowd, I look at the stranger, saying, "Thank you so much, and see you later, guys," and off I go. 30 minutes later, I'm on stage talking about time. Why am I telling you this story? Because personal development is helping me to progress and to grow in life. And it helps me not to freak out when I'm surrounded by a bunch of people. And by the way, since this day on, my husband Samuel asks me every morning one question a stranger could ask me, and I try to give an answer I'm happy with. And believe me, it takes time, but I see it as an adventure. Whatever it is for you want to develop, put some fun in there. Don't take it too seriously and enjoy the progress you are making. Now, my dear ones out there, enjoy creating your superhero version and have fun trying some new things. Take care. Bye. By the way, I've been to the prison a week ago and it was quite moving, and I'm still trying to figure out the right words to explain what we have experienced in there. Because boy, it really was quite, it was, I wouldn't say disturbing, rather emotionally challenging. And when I have found the right words, I will make 1 or even 2 episodes where I will be talking about this. But for now, I need to find out how I can put it that you will have a benefit from hearing this. So stay tuned, it's going to be touchy.